Bitcoin is now broken back below its 50 weekly moving average. And I just wanted to make a video explaining how I think the next couple weeks in this market is really going to end up shaping out. But at least in the short term, I really do believe this 50 weekly moving average is going to be the most important indicator to really determine what way this market's going to go. There's a lot of bad sentiment going out right now, and a lot of people think the bear market's in. And one of the biggest indicators, or if not the biggest indicator, is weekly closes below this 50 weekly moving average. And to be honest with you guys, I don't think market makers are dumb. I think they know that a lot of people use that 50 weekly moving average as that bear market indicator. And in my honest opinion, I think they're just playing with people right now. As if you saw my video yesterday, you can see that I said regardless of this dump, I was happy to see that we pumped back above the 50 weekly moving average. And I bet the minute we did that, a bunch of people piled into longs and said, well, we're going to use this as support. Well, what did we do today? We dumped right back down below it. Now it's going to be important to see here. Do we use this wick as a lower high to the low yesterday, or do we end up dumping back down? Now, we're not going to know, obviously, until we know, but watching the way this market moves over the next couple days and specifically into Sunday is going to be very important. If we get a weekly close at the end of Sunday that's below this 50 weekly moving average, sentiment is going to go way, way down, even worse than it is right now, because that's going to be confirmation for a lot of people that the bear market is in. And could that happen? Absolutely, it could happen. We know at this point that any macro event could happen, or a Trump tweet or anything like that, and it could just send this market into oblivion in a heartbeat. Now, like I said earlier, I wanted to give you my idea on what the next couple weeks look like. And do I think we could go lower? Absolutely. We could definitely go lower. But I also don't think that if we do go lower, we stay lower. And a lot of the reason I believe that is because, like I mentioned with the market makers, I think they know the sentiment and the way people are thinking right now. It's causing everybody to go short on the market because everybody believes that we're heading towards a bear market. And I don't believe for even a fraction of a second that the market makers are going to let all these people win on their bets. And this isn't even all of them. This is only going up to 117,000 right now. There's billions and billions and billions of longs that are up to 130,000. There is way more in the market than just this 12 billion right here. And that's already a lot. And that's just on Bitcoin, never mind Ethereum and some of these smaller cap coins too. So I think there's just a little game going on right now. And could we go lower? Yep, we could go lower. 98 is a big support. There's even a CME gap down at 92. But at some point, something's going to happen, and I don't know if it's the government reopening or another sort of macro event happen, but we will end up pumping back up. Now, the question is how high? Well, you can see from the chart here, we've had a lot of resistance at this 116,000 line, and there's going to be a lot of sell pressure there. We've gone there 1, 2, 3, and 4 times. So in my opinion, anything between this 116,000 and this 50 weekly moving average is just noise, and it's just there to wipe out leverage. I believe we're going to move up, but I can't say for sure if we're going to move up past that 116,000 line. I could completely see us moving up, hitting that 116,000 line or even a little less, and then coming back down. But for us to break up past that 116,000 line and go above it, there's going to have to be a big change in sentiment and confidence for people to come back into this market and actually buy. Because if we go above this 116,000 line, then people are going to start thinking that we can go back up and above and break all-time highs potentially. But I'm not certain if we're there or if we can get there yet. Because there's a lot of bad sentiment and things we're just not sure about, and a lot of uncertainty in the market right now, and a lot of that's going to have to get solved, and that's not going to get solved until we can figure out if we can use this 50 weekly MA as a support or as a resistance. And this is why I say over this next week, all the way until Sunday, and if we keep range bounding in this area even farther, to see if we get closes along that area. Because if we start getting closes below the 50 weekly MA and it starts looking like it's a resistance, then we're going to have to sit back and figure out what we're going to do with our own bags. What I'm going to do, what you're going to do, what everybody's going to do. But I would imagine there would end up being a lot of sell pressure going forward. And these are things that we have to look at. Like I said, even if we get a close below it, I don't think it will be something that consistently happens. I believe at some point in time, and I don't know what it's going to be or exactly when it's going to be, but we are going to pump back up above that 50 weekly MA and shoot way back above it. Um, and we're just going to have to wait and see. I don't have an exact time frame or anything like that, but I believe it's going to be within the next couple weeks. Sentiment will change because the market makers are not going to sit back and just let everybody in these leverage short positions just win. They have never done it with the longs. They're not going to start doing it now with the shorts. Throughout this whole year and even farther, market makers have always come back and wiped out all the leverage when one side is heavily lopsided to the other. And I don't think right now is any different.